All right, let's be blunt. After a breakup, most guys just let that anger eat them alive. Stuck replaying every damn detail, maybe sending some stupid text they'll regret, or just wallowing in self-pity it's weak. But what if there's another way? What if that raw anger, that gut punch, could be something you actually use? What if it could be the fuel to make you someone who doesn't crumble when things get tough?
You're listening to this because you're probably feeling a whole mess of emotions right now. Hurt, confusion, maybe even a little lost. And yeah, probably a ton of anger.
It's normal. Totally normal after something this big ends.
But we both know that just letting that anger rage isn't going to get you anywhere. It just drains you, keeps you stuck looking backward instead of where you need to go, forward.
Exactly. This isn't about telling you to just suck it up, pretend it didn't happen. That's bullshit. We're going to dig into how to actually grab that anger, that real raw energy, and aim it. Make it work for you.
We want to show you how to turn it into something that builds you up, makes you stronger.
Think of it as taking back control, becoming the kind of guy who doesn't just get over it, but actually gets stronger because of it.
We're going to look at the difference between the kind of anger that just burns everything down and the kind that can forge something new, something better.
We'll explore how that fire inside can help you understand yourself better, set boundaries that actually protect you.
And ultimately, how to build that core confidence that no one, no event can ever truly shake.
All right, let's dive in. One thing that keeps coming up is this idea of not giving a damn. Sounds cold, right? Maybe even impossible when you're hurting this much?
It's not about being heartless.
Not about faking some tough guy act.
It's about genuinely reaching that point where whatever they do, it just doesn't affect you anymore. Their actions, their words, all of it, just noise.
Like static. You don't even register it.
Exactly. And there's a real power shift that happens when you get there. Because as long as you're reacting, whether it's anger or sadness, even holding on to hope, they still have a hold on you.
They still have that power.
Indifference cuts that cord. Completely.
It's not pretending you don't care. It's more like they just become irrelevant. Their choices don't trigger you anymore.
And that's when you really start to feel free. No more of those endless loops in your head, replaying conversations, trying to figure them out. So over.
You're not wasting energy on them anymore. You're free to actually move on.
And when we talk about moving on, indifference is kind of like the final stage.
The finish line.
But whether they text, start dating someone else tomorrow, or suddenly want you back, it literally means nothing to you. That's how you know you've moved on for real. It's a feeling you just recognize deep down.
Okay, so how the hell do you actually get there?
Well, it can be tough.
This idea of cutting off all contact keeps coming up. Block, mute, unfollow, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, I know it sounds extreme.
But it's not about trying to get their attention or play games. It's about protecting yourself, creating that space where they're not constantly in your head.
Think of it this way. Every time you see their post, every update, every little thing, it's like a little trigger.
Pulling you back in.
Back into that cycle of reaction. Cutting them off isn't childish. It's about creating a safe zone for yourself.
Your own mental health.
Prioritizing your healing environment.
And it's not just about them, it's about you too. Stop checking in on them, obviously, but also stop constantly checking in with yourself.
Wondering, do I feel indifferent yet?
Yeah, like that's going to make it happen any faster.
And here's the thing, you can't force indifference. It's not a switch you can just flip. It comes naturally when your focus shifts. When you're so busy building your own life that you just don't have the mental space for them anymore.
Makes sense. It's not about waiting to feel better. It's about taking action, putting that energy, all that frustration and anger into something positive.
It's like turning poison into medicine.
Hit the gym, bury yourself in work, set some new goals, anything that builds you up.
Anything that moves you forward.
And get rid of the triggers, the photos, the gifts, all those reminders.
Yeah, people hold on to that stuff thinking it's part of the process or something.
It's not. Clean slate. You're building your future, not a monument to the past.
Those reminders just keep those old emotional pathways active. Getting rid of them creates space for new ones.
New associations. A future that isn't tied to what's over.
It's a physical action that supports the mental shift.
And lastly, almost like a fake it till you make it for your emotions, act indifferent until you actually become indifferent. Stop engaging, stop reacting.
And eventually, your emotions will catch up. There's a lot of behavioral change at play here. By consistently acting indifferent, even if you don't feel it at first, you're basically rewiring your responses.
You're training your brain.
Exactly. And over time, that leads to a real shift in how you feel. It's about taking control of your actions, even when your feelings are lagging behind.
So indifference isn't about trying to win them back or anything like that. It's about winning yourself back, taking back your life. The moment you stop reacting is the moment you stop playing their game.
And when you stop playing, you win.
Theory.
It cuts through all the BS and gets right to the heart of it. Your well-being shouldn't depend on someone else. Indifference is about reclaiming that internal control.
Now, even when you're working towards that, there's this other feeling that hits hard. This feeling of, who the hell am I now? It's like you lost not just the relationship, but a part of yourself.
It's a crucial point because relationships, especially significant ones, become woven into our identity. When they end, it's not just losing a partner, it's like losing a piece of yourself.
Your sense of self gets shattered.
You're left questioning everything. Who are you without them? What are you even supposed to do now?
And that empty space, it feels huge, like it's sucking all the air out of the room.
But here's the thing. That feeling, as painful as it is, can actually be a catalyst for huge growth.
It's like a wake-up call.
It's your chance to rebuild. But this time, on a foundation that's truly yours, not something built with someone else.
It's going from feeling lost to becoming the person you're meant to be. And that's powerful.
It's a challenge to the idea that we need someone else to feel whole. The journey of reclaiming your identity after a breakup is about finding that sense of completeness within yourself, regardless of whether you're with someone or not.
First step, you got to face it. You're not the same person anymore.
That reflection staring back at you, that's not the guy you used to be.
That's someone who's lost their way. And unfortunately, most guys get stuck there.
It's a harsh reality, but breakups change us. We adapt, we compromise, and sometimes we lose parts of ourselves in that process.
We lose sight of who we are.
And then the breakup forces you to look at this changed version of yourself. It can be jarring.
There are signs. Can't make decisions, emotions are all over the place, second-guessing yourself constantly.
Basic questions about yourself feel impossible to answer. Your self-worth is shaky.
Yeah, all that. It's like your compass is broken.
Those are all signs that your sense of self has become too reliant on external factors, the relationship, what other people think. Reclaiming your identity means shifting that focus inward, back to yourself.
There's this term, self-adulteration. It's about how relationships can change us, sometimes in ways that aren't so good.
We might adopt behaviors, lose parts of ourselves that don't really fit who we are.
It's like we betray ourselves to fit into the relationship.
And recognizing those shifts is the first step to getting back on track.
But the key here is that realizing you've lost yourself, it's not the end. It's just the beginning. It's the alarm going off.
It's your brain finally saying, hey, remember me.
It's time to answer that call and rebuild who you are, not who they wanted you to be.
It's about reclaiming your power.
Next up, you got to stop living in your head. Carrying around all those memories, replaying everything over and over again. For what?
It's not doing you any good. Those memories aren't keeping you warm. They're just keeping you stuck.
Stuck in the past.
That constant rumination, that endless replay, it can be incredibly destructive.
It keeps you chained to what's over and prevents you from being present, from moving on.
It's mental paralysis.
And it's not just mental, it's physical too. Tight shoulders, stomach and knots, headaches, you name it.
Your body's trying to tell you something. It's saying, let go. But you're too busy reliving those old scenes.
There's a real connection between your mind and body. Those unresolved emotions, those negative thoughts, they manifest physically.
Recognizing those physical signs is another way to know you need to let go of the past.
Face those emotional triggers. Stop letting those memories take over. Learn to shut down the highlight reel.
And if you need help, get help. There's no shame in that.
None at all. Sometimes you need support to work through this stuff.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's too much to unpack on your own.
You know, for me, the hardest part wasn't the breakup itself. It was letting go of who we thought we'd be together. All those plans, those dreams.
It's like each memory was a hook digging in deeper.
Exactly. But here's the thing. Every time you remember, your brain actually gets a chance to change that memory, to reframe it.
To weaken its hold on you.
And the more you practice letting go, the easier it gets.
That's the hopeful part. Our memories aren't fixed. You can change your relationship to them over time.
Another thing, stop playing the victim. This isn't some badge of honor. Worrying won't protect you. It'll just make you weaker.
It's time to start making choices that build you up, not tear you down.
Yeah, trauma might be a part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the whole damn thing. You're the author here.
You get to write the next chapter.
A chapter where you're not just surviving, you're actually living. The past is dead. Bury it.
You have the power to create a new narrative for yourself.
Okay, let's talk about building that new identity. It all starts with getting real about who you are now.
Not who you were, not who they wanted you to be.
Just who you are today. Right now, you're a blank slate.
And that's not a bad thing.
It's a fresh start.
It's an opportunity to consciously decide who you want to be moving forward, without all the baggage of the past.
You know, when I hit rock bottom, I had no clue who I was anymore. Every decision felt like a shot in the dark. That's when I realized that your core values, that's your compass.
They guide your decisions, especially when things feel uncertain.
It's not just some motivational bullshit. It's about what your gut tells you is right.
Reconnecting with those values or even redefining them gives you direction. It helps you be authentic.
Ask yourself, who do you let into your life? What are your non-negotiables? What makes you say, hell yes?
What really pisses you off? Those are all clues.
They're your blueprint.
Sure.
And remember, your values will change as you grow. That's okay. Choose the ones that resonate right now.
The ones that feel true.
Then set those boundaries. And I don't mean flimsy suggestions. I'm talking about your don't even think about it lines.
It's about saying, this is who I am, take it or leave it.
It's about self-respect.
Boundaries are essential for protecting yourself and having healthy relationships. They communicate your needs and your values.
And they keep people from walking all over you.
Setting those boundaries is a huge part of having a strong, authentic identity.
Want to set boundaries? Start by writing down what matters most to you.
See if your life actually reflects those values.
Think about times you felt like a doormat. Learn to say no. And stop thinking that boundaries push people away.
They don't.
They actually keep the right people close.
They attract people who respect you.
The boundaries you need now might be different from the ones you needed before.
They should evolve as you do.
But don't confuse being flexible with being weak. Your core values stay solid, but your boundaries adapt.
It's about being smart, not wishy-washy.
All right, enough thinking. Time for action. All this means nothing if you don't actually move. You're not defined by what you think, you're defined by what you do.
Your habits become your reality.
So cut the crap and start building.
It's about turning those good intentions into real, concrete actions.
The secret. Small wins. It's not about some massive overnight transformation. It's about those tiny steps that add up. Ask yourself, who do I want to be? Then prove it to yourself every single day.
Even if it's just a few push-ups, a paragraph written, one step towards your goal.
That consistent effort, that's what matters.
It builds momentum.
And mornings, man, mornings are key. Your brain's sharpest, willpower's at its peak. Use that to your advantage. Plan your day the night before, start small, track your wins.
Build those habits.
Find your tribe, the people who lift you up, not drag you down.
Surround yourself with support.
Look, it's all on you now. You can keep feeling sorry for yourself, or you can start rebuilding. This isn't just a phase, this is a wake-up call.
It's an opportunity.
Rock bottom, no. This is your new foundation. Every boundary you set, every morning you get up and work, every small win, that's you building something real, something no one can take away from you. That's real power.
It's about taking those tough times and turning them into the basis of a stronger self.
All right, let's shift gears a bit. This next one is about dealing with heartache. Because let's be honest, even when you're trying to move on, it still hurts like hell.
That's the reality for a lot of guys. There's this gap between knowing you need to move on and actually feeling like you have.
It's brutal. Heartache doesn't play by the rule.
There's no set timeline. It doesn't get easier just because you want it to.
You can be doing okay 1 minute, then bam, a memory hits you like a ton of bricks.
You can feel like you're being haunted by the past.
And the worst part is you're still hurting. Even though you're doing all the right things, you're blocking them, staying busy, maybe even dating.
But they're still in your head.
It's like you're trying everything and nothing's working.
It's a common struggle. There's a difference between taking those external actions and actually dealing with the emotions underneath.
And here's the brutal truth. You don't move on by waiting for the pain to go away. You move on by choosing to keep going, even when it hurts.
It's about action, despite the feeling.
The first step is to actually accept the pain. Stop fighting it.
Numbing it, denying it, pretending you're fine, all that does is keep you stuck.
The pain isn't the enemy. Trying to avoid it is.
You can't heal what you refuse to feel.
Makes sense. When you're running from something, you never actually deal with it. You're just delaying the inevitable.
And bottling it up just makes it worse.
Look, you're not hurting because you're weak. You're hurting because you cared. You're not broken if you feel this way. You're broken if you refuse to face it.
It's about taking control.
You can't control the pain itself, but you can control how you respond to it. That's where your power lies.
That's where the growth happens.
So how do you accept it? Feel it. Don't fight it. Cry, yell, whatever you need to do, write it out.
Journaling isn't just for teenage girls.
Hell no. Stop judging your own emotions. Let yourself feel them. You can't outrun this. You have to go through it. Embrace the suck.
Pain is proof that you're growing. It's like your muscles tearing down so they can rebuild stronger.
Emotional heavy lifting. It sucks, but it works.
It's the path to healing.
Sit with the pain, name what you're feeling, breathe through it, find ways to release the pressure.
Write a letter and burn it. Do whatever helps you process those emotions.
Feel it to heal it. No shortcuts here. You got to go through it to come out the other side. All right, next point. Stop replaying the past. You're stuck because you keep going back to those memories, trying to figure out what went wrong, where you messed up.
But you're not finding answers. You're just torturing yourself.
Giving the past way too much power over your present.
It's like watching the same depressing movie over and over again.
You know why replaying it keeps you stuck? Because it keeps that emotional connection alive. You're rewriting history in your head, focusing only on the good parts.
You're avoiding dealing with what is.
And here's the truth. You're not stuck because you miss them. You're stuck because you refuse to let go of the past. You're not healing because you're waiting for some magical answer that's not coming. You're sabotaging your future by staying stuck in what could have been. Tough, but true.
It's about recognizing that dwelling on the past is keeping you from engaging with your present and your future.
And why do we do it? Our brains crave closure. We want a neat ending, a story that makes us feel better.
But heartbreak doesn't always give you that.
Nope. You're searching for something that doesn't exist. You're fighting ghosts. Those memories, they're not real. They're just your mind's version of events.
You're clinging to something that's gone.
So what's the cost of all this? You pay for it with your present. You're sacrificing right now for old memories.
It's unnecessary baggage.
So how do you stop? You interrupt the pattern, get active, challenge those rose-colored memories. Remember the bad stuff too.
Focus on the present. Mindfulness, hobbies, reconnect with people.
Create new memories. Realize those old memories, they're not reality. You're in love with a fantasy.
The past is gone.
So declare a mental ceasefire. Get rid of those keepsakes that trigger those memories. Rewrite your story. Focus on your growth.
Find closure within yourself.
And if you have to reminisce, set a time limit. 5 minutes, then move on.
Don't let it consume you.
Stop romanticizing what's dead. Memories are just echoes. They only have power if you give it to them. It's time to hit play on your own future.
It's time to start living again.
All right, third point. Face the loneliness. Don't run from it. Heartache isn't just about missing them. It's about feeling that empty space.
You were used to having someone there, now you're not. That loneliness can be brutal.
But here's the thing. Loneliness isn't the enemy. Needing someone else to feel complete, that's the enemy.
You weren't just in a relationship with them. You were in a relationship with a version of yourself that needed their approval.
And you're grieving that loss, too.
It's about recognizing that you might have become dependent on them for your sense of self-worth.
And that's a dangerous place to be.
Because when the relationship ends, you're left feeling empty, lost.
And why does running from it keep you stuck? Because you're afraid of your own thoughts. You're afraid of facing who you are without them.
You're using distractions to numb the feeling.
But the truth is, you're not lonely because you lost them. You're lonely because you lost yourself. You're not hurting because you miss them. You're hurting because you don't know how to be okay on your own.
Loneliness isn't weakness. It's an opportunity to rebuild, to become stronger.
You know, the real reason we're scared to be alone is because it's not just their absence. It's the absence of that validation, that security they might have given us.
It's the fear of facing ourselves.
Exactly. You are using their presence to avoid your own inner demons. Time to face them head on.
Embrace the solitude. It's not punishment. It's a chance to rediscover who you are.
Become emotionally self-sufficient. Rebuild the relationship with yourself.
It's about finding that strength within.
So how do you do that? Embrace being alone. Don't try to escape it. Spend time with yourself without distractions. Practice being present. Do things by yourself. Rebuild your own identity.
Get back into those hobbies you might have neglected. Explore new things that interest you.
Focus on your growth. Learn to actually enjoy your own company. Stop seeing being alone as some kind of punishment.
Practice self-care. Have honest conversations with yourself.
The truth is, loneliness isn't the enemy. Dependency is. You are always a whole person.
Loneliness is just a reminder to reconnect with yourself.
So schedule some dedicated me time. Break the cycle of needing someone else to feel complete. Challenge those negative thoughts about being alone.
Focus on your growth.
Build a solid support system. Being lonely doesn't mean you have to be isolated.
Reach out to friends, family, people who lift you up.
Take back your power. Loneliness is an invitation to rediscover who you truly are. Get back to being you. Be okay on your own. Face it. Embrace it.
Use it as fuel.
Become the strongest version of yourself. Transform because of it.
It's a journey worth taking.
All right, to wrap up this part, moving on isn't about waiting for the pain to end. It's about accepting it, stopping the endless replay of the past, and facing the loneliness head on. It's about rebuilding who you are. It's about taking your life back.
It's about empowerment.
This next one is about building that core confidence, the kind she never gave you, because let's be real, relying on someone else for your self-worth, that's a recipe for disaster.
It's setting yourself up for a fall.
Stop letting her define your worth. Waiting for her approval is a dead end. Your confidence was never meant to come from someone else.
Ever.
You're chasing the wrong thing. It's like trying to bail out a sinking ship with a spoon.
True confidence comes from within. It's not something you're given. It's something you build, brick by brick.
Day after day, through action, through believing in yourself. Every time you push your limits, you're building that inner belief that no one can take away from you.
It's about shifting that focus from seeking external approval to developing your own internal strength.
Kill that need for her approval. You're still doing it, aren't you? Checking your phone, wondering what she thinks. It's a special kind of hell.
That validation trap turns you into a puppet. You're not living for yourself, you're living for her.
And it gets you nowhere. I knew a guy who completely destroyed himself trying to be what his ex wanted. Changed his whole life, his career, everything. And for what?
When you're dancing to someone else's tune, you lose your own rhythm. You lose yourself.
You start avoiding risks, second-guessing yourself, letting opportunities pass you by. And the cost, it eats you up inside. That knot in your stomach, that anxiety.
That's what happens when you hand over the keys to your self-worth.
You lose yourself piece by piece.
It affects everything, your mental health, your relationships, your growth.
So how do you break free? You stop. Just stop. Every time you catch yourself seeking her approval, call yourself out on it.
Ask yourself, am I doing this for me or am I doing this for her?
Write down one thing you did for yourself every single day. Shut down that voice in your head that asks, what would she think?
There's a huge difference between considering others and being a slave to their opinions.
The moment you start trusting your own gut, everything changes. The anxiety fades, your focus sharpens, and you actually start living your own life.
You start seeing yourself through your own eyes, not hers.
It's liberating.
It's empowering.
Now it's time to rebuild your foundation. You spent too long letting someone else define you. Time to build something solid, something that's all yours.
And this isn't a quick fix. It's an ongoing process.
It's about making those daily power moves. Treat yourself with respect. Stop being your own worst enemy. Shut down that negative self-talk.
Replace it with something positive, something true.
And get physical. Seriously, your body and mind are connected. You don't have to become a gym rat, but you need to move. Hit the weights, go for a walk, whatever works for you.
Exercise changes how you see yourself. It builds confidence.
It saved my sanity.
It's a powerful tool.
Train your mind like you train your body. Mental toughness is built rep by rep. Look at those toxic thoughts and stop feeding them. Replace them with positive self-talk. It actually rewires your brain.
It's about consciously choosing what you focus on.
Sit with those uncomfortable feelings instead of running. Keep track of your wins no matter how small. Get off social media. It's a comparison trap. Surround yourself with people who push you to be better, not just yes men.
Build a support system that challenges you to grow.
Mental toughness isn't about being invincible. It's about getting back up every time you get knocked down.
Stronger than before.
Okay, now let's talk about building your unshakable identity. Stop building on shifting sand. This isn't some act you put on. It's the solid core of who you are. And it's probably shakier right now than you want to admit. So set some standards for yourself, non-negotiables, battle lines.
When you compromise on your core values, you're telling the world you're not worth respecting.
These are the walls that protect you. Look back and see where they've crumbled in the past. Staying quiet when you should have spoken up. Sticking around when you should have walked away.
Holding your ground builds self-respect.
Speak your truth. Walk away when you're being diminished. And always keep your word to yourself. Cut the BS out of your life.
Everything shifts when you start living by those standards.
The chaos in your head quiets down. You feel more solid, more sure of yourself.
It's about having that internal compass.
And carve out your mission, not some fancy statement you frame and hang on the wall, but your internal compass. What are you genuinely good at? What lights you up inside? What do you stand for?
Be brutally honest with yourself here. This isn't about impressing anyone else.
This is your North Star. Every choice you make, measure it against that, live by it, and you build unshakable self-trust.
When you set those standards, define your mission, you build something that no one can break.
It's not about other people. It's about knowing who the hell you are. And that's how you attract the right people. That's how you stop settling for less.
He's powerful.
All right, last but not least, take control of your damn environment. It shapes who you become. It's like trying to quit drinking when you live above a bar. It's not going to happen.
Your environment influences you more than you realize.
So clean up your social circle. Get rid of the energy vampires, the people who bring you down. Keep the ones who push you forward. Cut out the constant complainers.
Focus on quality, not quantity. Surround yourself with people who celebrate your wins, share your values, and are always striving to be better.
Those strong connections, they fight depression, they kill anxiety, they sharpen your mind. They make you healthier both mentally and physically.
It's about building a support system that lifts you up.
And own your physical space, too. It's a mirror of your mind. Clutter breeds clutter. Clear out the junk. Create a growth zone. Make it a physical boundary that helps you shift gears mentally.
Have a dedicated spot for work, for creativity, for whatever you're focused on. Kill distractions. Put up reminders of your goals.
A positive environment leads to a better self-image, stronger mental health, more confidence, and you actually start crushing your goals.
It's about setting yourself up for success.
And don't forget your digital space. Clean up your social media feeds, unsubscribe from anything that doesn't add value to your life. Your environment shapes you, so make damn sure it's one that helps you grow.
Create an ecosystem that supports your goals and your well-being.
Look, life without her validation, it might feel like darkness right now. It's scary. But that fear, that's just withdrawal. You're withdrawing from an addiction that was slowly killing you. You have everything you need inside you. Confidence isn't something you get from someone else. It's something you claim for yourself. Stop looking in her eyes for approval. Live by your own damn standards. The person you're becoming doesn't need anyone's permission. Unshakable confidence is yours to build. Starting right now, get up. Get moving. Your life is waiting.
It's time to take back control.
So there you have it. That raw anger you're feeling, that frustration, it doesn't have to be wasted. It doesn't have to destroy you. It can be aimed. It can be the fire that forges a stronger, more self-aware you. The kind of guy who doesn't break when things get tough.
The key is to recognize that feeling, acknowledge its intensity, and then choose where you want.